Hey everyone, it's David here. Today I want to talk to you about the myth of retirement planning. It's easy to find articles in the USA Today, the Wall Street Journal, on CNN, in Money Magazine, you name it, there's always articles on how to improve, how to set up your plan for retirement, investment, financial planning, whatever you want to call it. But I don't like the word retirement, and here's why. Retirement is an old industrial age term. It came out of the factory era where people literally did just give and sacrifice their entire life to be on a factory line. Back then, that's where the preponderance of jobs were found. And many people did that. And they worked hard for a promise down the road of having a pension plan that was put away for them from the company so that when they did finally get to retirement age at 62, 65, whatever it was, that they would basically have enough funds to, live a decent rest of their life with healthcare benefits and monthly pension money coming in as cash flow revenue. And I think that worked in terms of providing a basis for those people. But let's get back to the point. I don't think that we should even think about retiring. Number one, when there's a date set that says we're going to retire, number one, what do we do all of our life? Well, we work, we sacrifice just to try to get to that point in time, typically in someone's 60s, at least that's the goal I usually hear, so that we can retire to that good life. The problem for most is they don't get there. They never get there. Why? Because they don't know what that goal looks like. Their financial planners just tell them, well, accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Get this big nest egg as you can, and then only draw out so much of the principal per year. It's called the Trinity Rule. Take no more than 4% of the principal out per year, and you can live, for 25 years, whatever. I think there's so many things wrong with that model. Number one, no one can predict what the next 25 years are going to look like. It's going to be different. I can promise you that. You can't base the projections on the history of the last 40 years. We are in a different world altogether. The key thing I think for most people is to learn how to orchestrate your own financial future. Now, that doesn't mean don't take advice from other people. I'm big about taking advice, but I say don't default to typically what most people do is just turn their money over to a firm, a team, one financial advisor and say, here, go invest my money for me. Do the best you can. That's crazy because even people that have your best interests at heart, if that's even possible, are only able to do what they can do. They're limited to what they know and to what the markets provide them. I'm a big fan of real estate just because it is something that I feel like I definitely have more control over. In fact, I don't feel like it, I know it because I've been doing it for 38 years. Real estate's what allowed me to leave my practice when my daughter was sick. It gave me that financial freedom, the freedom to have the options to do what I wanted to do and not have to continue to grind it out for 30, 40 years and just hope for the best. Keep my fingers crossed that I could get it done. I know it works because I've lived it, and I know it works not just for me, but because other members in our community, Freedom Founders, are also going free for life. It's a term that we call those who have been able to turn it loose. In other words, let go, not have to work unless they care to work. They can sell their practice, they can do what they want to do. And we've been able to cut their timeline typically by 50% and many times more because of a blueprint, a plan to go forward. So the key thing today is to remember this. Don't think in terms of retirement planning. You've got to live your life all the time right now while you're moving along, but at the same time have a blueprint that is leveraging who you are, leveraging the assets you already have, taking into mind liabilities that you have, and it's fine to have liabilities, those can be dealt with, but building up your capital assets. You see, you've got to make your capital, your money, your investments work as hard for you as you work for them, and that's where most people fail. You need a blueprint, you need assets you can depend upon. That is the key, in my opinion, to not retiring, but evolving in life. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. Remember, always stay focused on your freedom.